This is one story that has everyone talking today. Imagine being one of the most powerful governors in the country, and then suddenly you find yourself in a 15-day detention that your lawyers are calling a total violation of the law. We're talking about none other than the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. His legal team is not just upset, they are absolutely furious with the ICPC, which is the body in charge of fighting corruption. They are saying that the way he's being held is completely unlawful. Because of this, they are demanding a massive 2 billion naira in damages. Before we dive into the juicy details of how this all started, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the biggest gist across Nigeria. So, here is how the drama began. El-Rufai has been in the custody of the ICPC for about 2 weeks now. Originally, there was a court order that allowed them to keep him for 14 days while they carried out their investigations. But his lawyers, led by the very vocal Ubong Akpan, are saying that the clock has run out. According to them, as of March 6, 2026, that 14-day window officially closed. They argue that the ICPC has no fresh order from any court to keep him a minute longer. They are calling it brazen self-help, which is basically a fancy way of saying the agency is taking the law into its own hands. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. Now, the tea gets even spicier. The ICPC is investigating some very heavy allegations involving over 400 billion naira for his time as governor. They even claimed that during a search of his house, they found some high-tech electronic equipment that could be used to listen to people's private phone conversations. Can you believe that? But El-Rufai's team is firing back. They say the ICPC is just making things up to make him look bad in the media. They even accuse the agency of manufacturing evidence and forging documents just to keep him locked up. His son, Bello El-Rufai, has been very active on social media, saying the whole thing is just a political move to silence his father. This 2 billion naira demand is what has really set the internet on fire. His lawyers aren't just asking for him to be released. They want the government to pay up for the malicious prosecution and the smear campaign against his name. They say that his right to remain silent during questioning is being twisted to look like he's not cooperating. It's a real battle of wills between one of Nigeria's most famous politicians and the anti-corruption agency. Do you think the ICPC is right to keep him while they investigate such a huge amount of money? Or is this really a case of unlawful detention, like his lawyers say? This story is far from over, and it's getting more intense by the hour. We are waiting to see if the court will grant this 2 billion naira request or if the ICPC will finally bring official charges against him. It's definitely a case that will set a huge example for how high-profile people are handled in Nigeria. Make sure you stay tuned as we bring you more updates on this legal showdown. Remember to like this video and subscribe to stay in the loop with all the latest gist. Now, let's get into the part that has everyone really worried. What is actually happening inside that detention center? There have been some very disturbing reports coming from El-Rufai's close aides and family members. They've alleged that the former governor has been facing some health challenges, including claims of nosebleeds while in custody. They even mentioned that at some point, his wife was reportedly prevented from bringing him home-cooked meals. This has sparked a huge debate online about how we treat people who are under investigation. Should their basic comforts and health be a priority, or is the agency just doing its job? Before I tell you how the ICPC responded to these claims, please take a second to like this video and subscribe. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates. The family isn't staying silent at all. His son, Mohammed Bello El-Rufai, who is also a lawmaker, released a very strong statement just yesterday, March 6. He basically told the ICPC to stop the drama and either charge his father to a proper court or let him go immediately. He called the whole situation a political witch hunt and even laughed off the claims that they found spy equipment in their house. He said the only things the agency took were old laptops, flash drives, and personal phones. He even challenged them, saying, if you say he's a thief, go to court and prove it. It's getting really personal, and the tension is high. If you're finding this gist interesting, make sure you've subscribed so you don't miss the conclusion. So, what is the ICPC saying back? They aren't backing down at all. In their court filings, they told a very different story. They claim that El-Rufai has been non-cooperative and refused to give them his password to his devices for forensic checking.
They are insisting that the documents they found are sensitive security materials that could actually harm the country's safety. They also mentioned that they have a witness who is so scared that they had to ask the court for special protection. It's like a movie script: secret documents, scared witnesses, and 400 billion naira on the line. The biggest date to watch now is March 11th, 2026. That is when the court is supposed to meet again to hear El-Rufai's suit about his fundamental rights. His lawyers are going to push hard for that 2 billion naira payout, while the government will likely try to keep him until they are ready to file formal charges. This case is definitely going to change how we look at the power of anti-corruption agencies in Nigeria. People are asking, if this can happen to a former governor, what hope does the average person have?